Hey there, Matt Roscoe here in Math 133 with just a short lecture, 10 minutes or so to replace what those of you who are on Zoom missed when we had the power outage today. So let's go ahead and get started. Um, where we were at in the class was we were looking at, why is it that in a triangle that the angles add up to 180 degree, and what we had just finished was this idea that if you tear off these three little corners or three little angles and put them together, they always sort of form a flat line when you put the vertices together. But what we're after now is this question of why does a plus b plus c equal 180, right? So for this one, I'm not going to do a real formal proof. I'm just going to sketch the reason why, and I'll leave up the sort of formal polishing of the proof to you. But there is one proof that is common that uses a parallel line drawn parallel to one of the sides of, I guess, the triangle that's given. So, in this case, we're just drawing a general triangle. Like I could have had a right triangle or an obtuse triangle, but I'm using variables for the angles to indicate that this is just a general triangle, and this line is parallel to that. And the question that I guess the piece of information that we can use right away is that we know that corresponding angles when parallel lines are cut by transversals are congruent. That's the parallel postulate that we've been introduced to. So I'm just going to draw in one of these transversals just to sort of highlight it and show you. So if we kind of extend this transversal, of course we can extend a segment into a line. We extend the transversal, then I can see that this angle A on this line, which is parallel to this line, will correspond to this angle right here. And since these are parallel lines and the parallel postulate tells us that corresponding angles are congruent, then I can say that that angle right there should be A as well. I hope that's clear. And then I can play the same game here along this side. Again, this is a line that's parallel to, or I guess a segment parallel to this line. And if I draw in this transversal and sort of extend the segment that we're given, I'll make it green, I guess. Then I can see that, and maybe I should make this clear. This is by the parallel postulate. I can see that this angle C along this transversal, which is cutting again this parallel line and this parallel line, corresponds to this angle C up here, or this angle which we could label C up here. So I'll just put a C next to it. And that's again by the parallel postulate that says corresponding angles are congruent. So I'll just say so that's certainly true. And what I can see now is that I'm missing just one angle right here that when I would add those three together, that would make a straight angle, which would be 180 degrees. And the one angle I'm missing is, of course, this angle to make A plus B plus C equal 180. And this angle has to be congruent to that angle, but it's by a different reasoning. And I asked oops, that should be a B, right? I asked the class, well, what's the reasoning for B being congruent to this B here? And it's not by the parallel postulate, but by the fact that the red and the green line are lines that cross at a point, and we know that these angles across from one another are always congruent. And we have a special name for that theorem. It's called the vertical angles theorem. So I'll just say by vertical angles. And now I guess the big thing to notice is that we have these three angles. I guess, it's this angle right here, C. I'll do this angle, B, right? And might as well get some more fun colors out. This angle, A, right? Those three guys all lie along this straight line, so we can say that the three of them added together have to equal 180 because there's exactly 180 degrees in a half turn around a point, which is what we have right there. So I guess where we go next is we say something like A plus B plus C has to be equal 180 by straight angle, right? So that's sort of the argument. You know, I guess if I color code it here, this one would be the green one, right? This would be the yellow one on the straight angle, and this one would be the pink one on the straight angle. Okay, well, that's the first short video, the first thing that we did in class. I'll come back with another one here in a bit.